Now, the CMAE Paul Afoko, a free NPP as the chairman of NPP, no. Till date, 99% of NPP for him say it was tribal. It got nothing to do with competence. It got nothing to do with money. The CMAE Paul Afoko, it was orchestrated by Akamfua or more NPP mo. And they used people who were working with Paul Afoko to take Paul Afoko out of power because the NPP, some party didn't want Tenny to lead them into an election, whether presidency or chairmanship. So some group came together and said, this Paul Afoko, we need to find a way because the NPP cannot have a face of Tenny leading it. Internal danko buzia dombo for munyina mu mate intafo munyina srimfo. It is not that it's just coming up. It is something that has been the hallmark of NPP. Now, do you remember this? So, before election 2016, how did Paul Afoko exit? Did we ever listen to Paul Afoko's side of the story? Were we too busy thinking that Ekufuado is the Messiah, so we have to ignore all that Paul Afoko said? Did we actually, at the end of the day, come together and say, Paul Afoko is some evil person who was running the NPP down? After all this, NPP won power, and now NPP does not have a feet to even stand on, because what is destroying the NPP is what they started doing to Paul Afoko, and it's the tribal fashions. But we never took the time to sit back and say, did we even listen to Paul Afoko? What did Paul Afoko do? What did he do as a chairman? Did he commit a crime that maybe some people are covering up? Did he actually do something? And to date, I'm still waiting for an MPP member, Council of Elders or lower communicators to just step out and say, this is what Paul Afoko did. That is why Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo initiated a coup to take Paul Afoko out as the chairman of the NPP. Because when it comes to political parties and ideology, NDC idea will be for me. MPP idea. When idea diminishes, there's no party. So at the end of the day, when there is an idea, that's the idea. The nipa be who say it should be their idea. It becomes difficult for everybody around that idea to fight for one cause. But Ghana, Obia intie the side of Paul Afoko. Ebia nke tie the Paul Afoko side and kebenya a clear perspective of what we are going through today. A clear perspective of how governance no etie ende, because you should see the way it came, the way it all evolved, you will be able to juxtapose. Now when we say idea what is fitia it was some ideology, and that ideology has brought us today. And internet and obitwijina a platforms who are santimemu kasedian or say in tough war siremufo, they don't have any place to lead the NPP. Time I Paul Afoko a free a year NPP mu as a chairman. You were going to expect to say enyakura anticipate day account ntia na account midnia de omwana mubu be say blood is thicker than water. You were expecting a northerner to feel pained because the fellow northerner nobody was able to come out with some evidence, clear evidence to say Kevin unyam fantini atamos why the miazi intini ye yine free ha. So me fantini na say the bibi di minyonko fantini na say evidence clear be and chere say minyonko fantini way I was here to say I should be worried and feel that pain of my fellow fanti. Remember time nana put up this face Gabi Mo, they were cooking this school. Baumia was with Nana Dems. Some names are not Baumia Kanana. Every single thing that they planned against Paul Afoko, nobody could bring one evidence against him. Na Baumia Kan. Baumia was Nana's running mate. So don't look out too much. Let's stick to the matter. Now Paul Afoko was stressing the personal help he gave Nana. So we have done our investigations. Paul Afoko at a point handed over cash in bag, $5 million to Kufuor from his personal account and your party account. He sat in his own house and gave Kufuor $5 million. Take, use this and make sure it happens. That is why he was stressing. And this is our personal investigations. And, you know, when we do these things, not yet, NPP, the FC NPP, it shouldn't shock anybody. We are Tenny, we are ceremony now, Shame. Now, actually, I will say you have a place in the NPP with Jimmy. We didn't used to speak like this. We didn't used to be bold about stuff like this. But until Kufuor started this from a position, anybody power or money here, something, a homegrown idea, no, it's about time we also started speaking the real truth. So we are pepeni and now we are ceremony ne. Say me MPP ni. Because one, ask yourself, where do you belong in that party? De biano, ona we Johnson a use the cleaning and it's questions. These are questions you need to be asking yourself. Into all these happenings, you know, na Bawumia a nana running mate. Everywhere Nana goes, Bawumia kaho. The plot, Bawumia knew about it. Bawumia free wale. Way Paul Afoko free Sandema. Omunya it's same for John Mahama every bole boy. Now, was there an agenda? Were we listening to Paul Afoko? Paul Afoko was being very honest and trying to protect his party even though he was in pain. Because he would have spilled everything, but he felt that the party was in a good position to win the election. Because remember, 90% of the job had been done by Paul Afoko. The NPP winning 2016, no, Paul Afoko had done 98% of the job. But the NPP, no, they don't want a tiny northerner to lead them into success. So they plan to make sure this happened. And until I've seen the Ubusa MPP Nibia from Council of Elders go forward to the last person in MPP said, show me clear evidence of what Paul Afoko did for him to be embarrassed like this. And the elimination, and I said they're getting rid of Afoko from the picture before they won power, no? Because they knew that Afoko wasn't going to be part of the agenda. Now, what is the agenda? Remember, Afoko can say, "Ne yenye 2020 crowd, agenda 2012, and agenda 2016. Yenye mpo winning like election 2016. No more the agenda 2020 aba." And he was saying, those people who started at 8, 12, 16, Oman at the 2020 bar because they had planned. And then I'm going to come back to Omo Ejapa document now because the plan was you cannot use a Northerner. And I keep saying, so Northerner, and as a ceremony with Jimmy Kurano, and yet the loyalty. Ceremony our bodam Kurano, and yet the loyalty. When ceremony say, I am loyal to you, Oman and 2 caps or better because they appreciate that. We Akans are not loyal people. Now, what the Omoye said, because they know that this guy is an in and out MPP bred, principles wise, you cannot push him over, create something and get him out. Because if you don't, the chairman of the party can misdirect, even when we win power, he can redirect the party to its rightful track. Because they needed the party, no, someone we need power. They moved the party from the NPP track to their track. In Disassociate NPP is here, a Kufuor track, and it's so. And what they did, you know, calculated, and they got their accounts, almost their accounts, as obviously, to make sure this happened. So it was so easy. Because Council of Elders, no, 99% their accounts. And when you are in a party, we are telling na up MPP we ceremony na nde oto odi matama we Jimmy unimi nyansa busa ho say MPP na me di akire no, how do they see me? Can I rise up and become one of the flag bearers and win an election? Do you think and the okasa u ceremony a no you can rise to become a flag bearer? This is Bawumia we are talking about here today. Bawumia and Omugina Kumasi MPP for Jina Kumaka and say Entafo Sremufo, they are second to nothing. Omo de den komo nim so mo ba no ba ufufuo enkwase adwuma oma betri They don't deserve to lead NPP. Paul Afoko talked about factions. Let's listen. When the editorial starts, you understand where we are heading. I just want you to have a clear idea. We listen to one part. One part and say, these are chimfone, akamfo, santifone, yakotana TV swa. We say it in a way whereby the populist, we absorb it. Pain is against Paul Afoko. I didn't try. Paul Afoko, at the end of the day, made Ghanaians understand, say, the party, he did not submit to that. But these people did this because they didn't want a northerner. So it was calculated. Now let's go back. The reason why Paul Afoko, at the end of the day, planning because Paul Afoko exposed the criminality in the NPP hierarchy. How some people at the end of the day were singing some nice songs outside, but behind the scenes and in the party internally, they were destroying the party. This is Paul Afoko. Paul Afoko.
Our one and only account, because I had made the decision that we must operate one account so we can see everything. We can track every penny. Myriad accounts, suddenly you are looking and you don't know where the money is gone. It must be one place. So we go to that one place and the money is not there. Look, I wrote a memo to the treasurer and said, hey, where is this money? A short memo. He gave me a 4-page reply telling me I had lost all moral right to even ask him where the money was. Can you believe this? And then I have all those documents. I said, at the right time, because see, at the right time, I will talk about Paul Afoko. I will handle all these ridiculous charges that they have brought against me, just so that they can shunt me aside. But you see, when the lawyers sat with me and the police, and I told them I wasn't going to speak any further, the police said, we're not going to obstruct our work, because we as the police are allowed to investigate anything we think borders on criminality. You can tell us that your party has set up a committee, therefore you won't talk about it. So my lawyer said, look, answer their questions. So they asked me, they said, look, somebody has come to make a report. Do you have an EcoBank account? I said, I know of an EcoBank account. Are you signatory to it? I said, no. I couldn't have lied. Because we'll simply go to EcoBank and see that I'm not a signatory. And that is what made that account what it is. Because I wasn't a signatory. Kwamna Japan wasn't a signatory. The finance committee didn't know of the existence of this account. The steering committee of the party had not been informed about the existence of this account or operationalizing it. Yet, millions of CDs worth of bank drafts were put over there, and it was only the treasurer and Freddie Blay who were running the account. Just the two of them. That is what made it the potentials. That is in answer to your question. So, in the end, after I told the police that I was not a signatory, but I knew of the existence of the account and that the party was investigating this, they then said to me, we would want you to put that in writing. So my lawyer actually said, well, if it is answering the questions they asked you, yeah, of course. I can say, so I wrote the statement and signed it, and they took it away.
So you see how they worked this whole thing out. The party monies, they were stealing the party's money. Freddie Blay was doing that, and Ekufuado Dems were directing party funds. This guy just said at Council of Elders meeting, okay, said the party's money should be put in one account. One. That is his problem. The only thing Paul Afoko said at the meeting was like, you know what, you guys, we should all make sure we have only one account, that every money goes in, and that we can give every constituency 10,000 Ghana. That is the beginning of the end. Freddie Blay had opened a subsidiary account. Ekufuadu nim, Achimfoni nim, and they were leaking the party funds, through there. But what worries me, and I say, why were we not listening to Paul Afoko? Why were we too distracted? They used the media. They even used the NPP communication against Paul Afoko. Yes.